Hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Man, I've not played this game in quite a while, but I just took a break from it, and now I'm ready to get back into it. So, what the girls saw, and I vaguely remember everything, don't worry. So I snuck inside the carriage before they ooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell ya, you can't see a blind eye in that hiding place. It's pitch black in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me out, help me get away, mind. I have no idea what voices I did for everyone, so we're gonna have to wing it. Or maybe just abandon it entirely, we'll see. All 6 members of the jury have decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. I didn't realize that was Ryunosuke for a moment. I thought that was Susato. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch this verdict we want. The verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggly feeling. Something's bothering me, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Well, we're going to see if I don't play for a month whether I can spot the differences or not. I'm pretty sure I'm just... Oops. The other guy's gonna react. Where is it? Press.
Hold it!
So, you're already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bobs, eh? That's just rum idea, innit? I suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, does that clear up the little mystery of the farces and all? 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabin man testified. And one little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a strong compartment, full of equipment for the coach, no? She's just not gonna say anything, okay. Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to be bothered much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer, who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernals. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell ya. It seems we reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. Yeah, sorry guys, I have no idea what voices it is for everyone. I'm just gonna have to wing it. Let's see, but it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night.
Hold it!
A waste of time? Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on me own in the guard permit at least some time. Gosh, it is hard to read those lines. I beg your pardon? Did you just say guard permits? Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it, only that night. This cove was sat on the seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. Did you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while the events unfold in the enclosed cabin? Yeah, right, mister. To be sure, I was as shook as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on to find a child now, do you? So this is Miss Lestrade. Couldn't possibly be the culprit then. Alright, we gotta find some sort of new revelation within this. So, you couldn't see out in the cabin at all. Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up, weave me in, and look out the crack. Then I can ave a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other ones, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in the carriages, so it's Obson's choice. Why does she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on. I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyway, I was a bit scared and I had to just stick it out underneath, nothing else for it. Alright, I don't really quite see discrepancy yet. Then after a while, I hear the sound banging, nearly jumped out of my skin, and scream just came out. Hold it! When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily? That right? And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter, and all of a sudden, presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab the victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at the crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. She did see it. I pushed up the cushion in adequate butchers while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up with the bloke what had fallen on the floor of the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilden's account, of course. But then the fella suddenly turns and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. It's because of that old blah blah. We'll just press it. Wow, reading all this, for some reason, this game really makes me need to drink gallons of water. Other reading games don't really do that to me, but this one specifically does. And when Mr. McGilden discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason? Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and ended up falling onto me. How awful. Both me and guts covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. That I believe you talked with Mr. McGilden for a while, is that correct? He asked me something. He wanted to know me name and what I was up to with that. And I heard some fin from above. Someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would assume. Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. And then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat, and I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. But one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they were all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right, and I have this niggly feeling something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Alright, let me go into my court records. Kind of look around again, because it has been a while, so let me look at what evidence I have. So we have a debtor's ledger among the defendant, list of debtors, Bruce Fairplay, who would have been due to repay his loans immediately. We've got a large knife that was found lodged in the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornaments suggest it must have been quite valuable. I feel like it might have something to do with the knife. The leather gloves the defendant was wearing at the time of the incident. There's a blood stain on the right glove. Okay, there might be some significance in that one as well. We got a photograph of the victim taken. We got the omnibus. Alright, let me go and look through here. So I stuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses just like always. But it was right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch black in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang, nearly jumped out of my skin. I did, and a scream just came out. It's because of this swell found me. I feel like there might be something to do with this. I'm so out of sync, or out of... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just haven't played in a while, so I'm gonna have to reinvestigate a few things before I head on forward. So yeah, we got the blood where he fell over. That's the blood, isn't it? Something wrong? Oh, it's just the blood stain's so obvious, that's all. And yet Zanziks has no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Alright, we also got the seat that is also bloodied. The blood stain soaked in seat, the victim obviously. Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the rooftop deck. Would you really stab someone in full view of the others, I wonder? Let's see, whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Alright, let me investigate this. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can peek out through it. Let's look inside here and notice storage compartment, nothing in it. Something doesn't seem right. I can't put my finger on what it is. I hate it when they do those little vague things. They really make me overthink a lot of things. Alright, well, I'm just taking a look inside here just to make sure I get my evidence all together in my head. Alright, let's step back outside and just do a look around of the omnibus. Phoenix Wright Omnibus. I forgot they made that little reference. Alright, and then if they were sitting up here, I can't really look on there myself. Alright, let's leave out. And kind of press this one again and kind of see where anything stands out. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling on the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily? That's right. Oh, I skipped that one by accident. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim. Or not. Could it equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab this victim? Could it not? Let's see. Do you see what happened? I'm not seeing any reaction from him so far. Push the cushion up. She take a quick look. The Irish remember sitting up where the bloke had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. Gillen's account, of course. But then the fellow suddenly turns around and looks at me. I sunk back down and it was too late by then. I should have risked looking. Let's see, it's because of that swell found me. Let's press this last one. See, Mr. McGill discovery. I was scared stiff. He dragged me out on the seat next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still breathing, so he had a knife still. Wait, did you say he was still breathing? No, he's still bleeding, not breathing. I read that wrong. How awful, blah, blah, blah. Both my hands are covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. blog. That must have been what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked to Mr. McGilded. He asked me some stuff, wanted to know my name and whatnot. And I heard something from above, someone scream. Let me see. I think... I pressed the last two already, and I didn't see him react. Maybe I missed the reaction Mr. McGilded. So maybe let's press this one. Frick, I keep accidentally going to the next one. Oh yeah, let's press that, because I think I might have missed something, like a reaction, because there's nothing that really stands out to me. Let's see, now just both stays and push the cushions, wake me up, look at me dad, crap. Oh gosh, just reading her lines is so hard. Alright, we already read all this. Let's see if there's like a reaction. Because I might have not made a good... taken a good look at McGilded while she was speaking. Truth is, I ain't too happy small dark place. It feels too much...
Well, no.
What? Did I miss this the first time? Because my controller vibrated. And it's clearly obvious. Okay, well, I think I was supposed to... Okay, so that doesn't trigger off the first time, it seems. So I had to press every testimony and then press it again to find it. That's kind of a bit bothersome. Let's pursue it.
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. McGilded. Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Mr. Strad last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no, it was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm so scared of the dark now. Aye, and I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. That was kind of vague. Mr. Strade? Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? She says no. Nah, not really, but that seems like a pretty big lie. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Jabbers, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. So he was asleep. We got someone to prove that he was asleep. What a pity. If only Mr. Strad had heard something, it might have given us new vital clue. Yes. What should we make of the last statement of hers? Well, it's profound. Oh, no, wait. I was reading these two as the same thing. I read this as it's significant, it's profoundly important. Like the game was telling me, you can't mess this up. My lord, I believe that the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is profoundly important. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless, Miss Jaina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all that fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. Ah, let's press that now. So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, just the moment you hit. Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushions up and have a butcher's to see what was not. But then, when I saw the swell getting on, it got me head down and I didn't notice. And Mr. McGill sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. Would you add Adam, Eve, what a mug. That was so hard to read. So then, all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out as soon as I heard him leave, see? But Woody, not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to I'm driving his pigs to markets, snoring like an old dog he was. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Wait. It makes sense. It doesn't add up. Let's say it doesn't add up. I'm not quite sure where we're going, but we always have to choose the bottom answer. Mr. Strahd, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zeeks realize it too. Don't realize it. The person recording this video does not realize it yet. Soon I will. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claims with evidence or some complicit party name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Mr. Strahd, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of McGilda snoring. Think, Ryunosuke, think. There's something else she should have heard. She should have heard... let me check my court record. I haven't checked the people yet, actually. Let's see. He was in the bus that night. Oh yeah, he should have heard this person. So all she heard was Magnus McGill did. She says she never heard the door open. So that means he should have been there already too. Ah, show a person. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
Take that!
Thrice fired Mason? Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear. Is that the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus? That's right, she said she never heard the door open. Oh. Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Mr. Strahd, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on the board the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time. Did I not say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that was what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember, through the cracks under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear this door opening or closing at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, when, and how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Oh. Yes, this petty thief statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Zeeks? Yes? He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. Oh, that's bad for us. He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Where's her needle? Oh, she's ready to make her choice. Ah! She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I. Mr. Foreman, I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways, but I must say, I cannot abide liars. This guy just repeats everything everyone else says. He's supposed to be the lead in the jury too. So now Hooter, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Oh, that really backfired on us. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing. Nipponese friend? To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Gloop, 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 gloop. Yes, very refreshing. Ah! Ah, what are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Amandan? This is carnage, it's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Nahura, the way this is going, I know, if we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilden's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. What? Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Desperate attempt. I don't know what I'm gonna say either. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on the whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my abjuration. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. No, he's not already there. That would have been very obvious. He was put there after he died. There's another entrance. There's another entrance. If the door wasn't open even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wondered what new fantasies you would have come up with in your blind panic. Behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other only has a window. Alright guys, I think this is going to end this part here. I've noticed I'm going pretty long. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then guys, I will see you all later. Goodbye.